All right, in this video we're going to be talking about how to get photos off of your memory card or off of some random location on your computer and how to get them into Adobe Lightroom. So let's say you've got a memory card here that you've just taken a bunch of photos on. Go and stick those into your memory card reader here. Stick that dude into your computer, or if you've got a little SD card slot on your computer, just stick your memory card right into there. And computers are weird. You might see something like this that pops up that says, hey, what do you want to do with memory cards here? We're going to completely ignore this. Even though mine does say import photos into Lightroom, that's a different version of Lightroom. It's not the one we're using. We want to ignore anything. If a box pops up, if anything happens, just close it out, ignore it, and we're going to go straight into Lightroom and do all of our work in there. Let's do that. So here we are in Lightroom. I'm going to come up here to the top left-hand corner where this plus sign is. I'm going to click on that. And because I have a memory card in here, Lightroom is giving me two options. It's saying, do you want to browse for photos or do you want to just get photos off of your memory card? If you're just getting photos off your memory card, this is by far the easier way to do it. Just do it. I do want to show you the other way just in case you are browsing for photos, because I'm guessing some of you will have photos already on your computer somewhere that aren't on a memory card that you want to get into Lightroom. If that's the case, then you would do this. You'd come in here and just click on Browse, or Control-Shift-I for a keyboard shortcut for that. And then you would just browse to the folder that have your photos in it. So I'll go back to this PC. For me, mine are on my memory card, so I'm going to go in there. I'm going to go into the folder and I'm going to just keep going until I find my photos, and there they are. And I do need to select them, so I'm going to press Control-A to select all of the photos on here. Control-A was the keyboard shortcut to select them all. And then I'm going to choose Review for Import. And click on that, and you can see they are all going to pop up right here. Now, if you want to stay organized and on top of your photos and keep your Lightroom looking nice and clean, it is very important that you traverse through this area very carefully. So let's go through it and break it down and talk about what we're going to be doing here. First thing we want to do is we want to make sure we're always adding our photos to an album. That album should always be named something that tells us what they were. So if this was for an assignment at school, you would name your album whatever the name of the assignment was. So these photos were for the water drops assignment, and you can see that album does not exist for me yet. So I'll just come in here and click on New Album, and I'm going to call this Water Drops, and go ahead and click on Create, and these photos are now going to go into the Water Drops album. The next thing I have to ask myself is, do I want to import or add all 16 of these photos to Lightroom? Let's say I only want to bring in the good ones. Well, I'm going to start by unchecking Select All, and you can see that deselects everything. And then I'm going to go through and just click on this circle for the photos that I do want to import. And I want to show you a few different tips and tricks to make this easier. Let's say, for example, I'm going to hit Select All and then uncheck Select All. So now none are selected again. Let's say I wanted to import all 6 of these. Well, a real easy way to select all 6 of these is to just click on the first one, hold down Shift, click on the last one to select all 6 of them. You can see this little white box around all 6. And now when I click on one of these boxes, you can see that checks all 6 of the boxes. What if, for example, I wanted to import only one of the photos, or let's say I wanted to only import one of the photos on this row? Well, I could do the same thing. I could click on the first one, hold down Shift to select all of these 5, and then I uncheck this one, and now that unchecks all of those for me. So there are only 16 photos here. It's not going to be that big of a deal to go through and just check the ones I want. But what if you had 100 photos or 1,000 photos and you want to go through and just check certain ones? Using the Shift click is a very, very easy way to select multiple photos and then check or uncheck them all at the same time. I'm going to go through and just check a few of these that I think worked out pretty good. I'm not going to import the ones that we didn't capture what we were trying to. So I've got 6 photos. So it says right here I'm going to add 6 photos. So I'll click on that. That's going to add them into Lightroom for me. And just like that, we are in Lightroom. We've got our 6 photos. And if I click on my albums, my photos over here, I can come over here and look, I've got an album over here called Water Drops, and it's got my 6 photos over there. And you can see this little blue icon. That means those photos are syncing with the cloud and being stored in the background so that I cannot, if something happened to my hard drive, I don't lose them. What an awesome service. So there you go. That's how we get our photos into Adobe Lightroom.